Did you know that there's a tiny town with just a few dozen people, yet they once seriously elected a goat as their president? Or that there's a street so steep if you drop a ball it could keep rolling all day long without stopping? And what about a dish that's cooked entirely by the steam of an erupting volcano? Would you dare to try it? Sounds like a prank, right? But every single one of these is 100% real. This is New Zealand, the land where what seems like a joke actually comes true. Join us as we uncover 15 of the strangest and most fascinating facts about New Zealand, the kind of things that will make you not only want to visit, but dream of living here forever. 15. New Zealand, the land at the edge of the world. Imagine spinning a globe and turning it all the way down to the South Pacific. Far, far away, more than 200 kilometers from Australia, lies a country that feels like it was pulled straight out of an adventure novel, New Zealand. Many call it the land at the end of the map, so remote that it feels as if you've stepped out of modern civilization into another world. But don't think remote means boring. New Zealand has only about 5.2 million people, which is just 1/3 the population of New York City. Yet you'll never feel lonely here because the country is home to 29 million sheep. That's nearly 6 sheep for every single person. Everywhere you go, whether it's snow-capped mountains or lush green valleys, you'll spot fluffy white cotton balls happily munching grass. Can you imagine in America people walk their dogs in the park? In New Zealand, Kiwis could just as easily take a sheep out shopping. And picture this going to sleep, hugging a real fluffy sheep instead of a teddy bear. Cozy, right? If you'd love to keep a sheep as a pet instead of a cat or dog, drop a comment with the number 1514. A village straight out of a fairy tale. Have you ever dreamed of wandering into a fairy tale world where tiny wooden cottages with golden thatched roofs or ancient stilt houses rest quietly against green hillsides? In New Zealand, this isn't just imagination. Scattered across the country are charming little villages that preserve folk architecture hundreds of years old. Stepping inside feels like walking through a time portal. Wooden homes send up curls of smoke in the afternoon sky. White fences circle tidy vegetable gardens, and creaky doors seem to whisper an invitation. Children run freely along cobblestone paths, while elders sit on porches strumming wooden instruments and telling old stories. No traffic noise, no hectic pace, just birdsong, the aroma of fresh bread and sunlight streaming gently through the trees. Many visitors admit that within minutes they feel transformed into fairy tale characters themselves, a princess lost in a secret village or a knight setting out on a new quest. This isn't just sightseeing. It's an experience that awakens imagination and revives childhood wonder in your heart. If you'd love to step into a real-life fairy tale, drop a comment with the number 1413. Kiwi women, strong and free. Did you know that New Zealand was the very first country in the world to grant women the right to vote all the way back in 1893? That historic milestone left a lasting mark, and today the spirit of strength and freedom still shines in Kiwi women's everyday lives. They're not bound by the idea that beauty requires heavy makeup or glamorous outfits. Instead, you'll often see a young woman with windswept hair and casual sweatpants driving a truck down the highway, or at dawn surfing alone in the vast ocean. By nightfall, the same woman might be teaching yoga around a campfire, smiling with an ease that feels as refreshing as the ocean breeze itself. What's especially fascinating is dating culture in New Zealand. Women here can absolutely take the lead. Don't be surprised if a Kiwi girl confidently asks you out for coffee chats about her next hiking trip, or invites you to a backyard BBQ. It's not boldness, it's simply their way of living true to themselves, confident, genuine, and free to choose what they want. And perhaps you'll realize that their beauty doesn't come from makeup at all, but from their openness, inner strength, and a deep love for the nature that surrounds them. If you dare to let a Kiwi girl ask you out first, drop a comment with the number 1312. The Underground Sky. Waitomo Glowworm Caves. There's a place in New Zealand where you don't need to look up to see the stars, because an entire galaxy shines beneath the ground. This is the Waitomo Caves, home to millions of glowworms that light up the darkness like a sparkling night sky. Imagine sitting silently in a small boat, drifting through pitch-black tunnels. No flashlights, no voices, only the sound of dripping water echoing in the cave. Then suddenly, above your head, thousands of blue-green lights appear so mesmerizing that many visitors whisper, "It's more beautiful than CGI in Hollywood movies." This isn't just sightseeing, it's a mystical journey where you feel as if you're floating through a miniature galaxy hidden deep within the Earth. Would you love to experience this underground sky moment with the number 1211? The Primitive Spa, Rotorua mud baths and hot springs. If you think spas only exist in fancy hotels, think again. In Rotorua, the hot spring capital of New Zealand, people have been practicing spa therapy for centuries. But here it's wild and primitive, crafted by nature itself. For generations, the Māori have used volcanic mud and geothermal steam to heal the body and spirit. Today, you can soak in a wooden tub tucked deep in the forest, letting the warm mist seep into your skin and wash away every ounce of fatigue. In some places, attendants spread a thick coat of jet-black volcanic mud over your body before you sit back and let the Earth's heat embrace you and experience both strange and deeply soothing. Look up and you might see the distant Remarkables mountain range or a sky glittering with stars reflected on the water. Some spas even serve hangi, the traditional Māori feast cooked with geothermal steam, turning your relaxation into a full celebration of body and soul. This is not just a bath. It's a journey back to nature and a journey back to yourself. Would you choose a 5-star hotel or a wooden tub in the wild? Comment with the number 1110. Baldwin Street. The nightmare of handbrakes. Can you believe that in New Zealand, there's a street so steep it once held the Guinness World Record as the steepest street in the world? Welcome to Baldwin Street in Dunedin, with a mind-boggling incline of 38%. That means for every 9 meters you walk horizontally, you climb almost 3 meters up. It's a workout just thinking about it. What's fascinating is how the locals have adapted. Cars can't park parallel here, they have to park sideways to avoid rolling down. Houses are built against the slope in such a way that from the outside they look tilted, but once you step inside, everything feels perfectly balanced. And the locals don't stop at surviving the slope, they celebrate it. Once they even attempted to make the world's steepest cake right on Baldwin Street. But before they could cut it all, the frosting slid straight to the bottom, leaving everyone in stitches. So Baldwin Street isn't just a world record, it's proof of the Kiwi spirit, turning challenges into play. If you think you've got the stamina to run all the way to the top, drop a comment with the number 10-9. Wangamamona, the self-proclaimed republic. In the remote region of Taranaki lies a tiny town called Wangamamona, with only a few dozen residents. But they pulled off something that shocked and amused the world. They declared themselves the Republic of Wangamamona. The people here issue their own passports, and every 2 years they hold a presidential election. But here's the twist: the candidates aren't always human. Past contenders have included a dog, a cat, and even a goat. And yes, the townsfolk cast their votes with total seriousness, turning election day into a full-blown festival. Life in Wangamamona is simple and refreshingly free. Wooden houses stand quietly along the hills, doors are left unlocked, and there's no police, no cameras, just mutual trust. Visitors often say it feels like stepping into a stress-free world, laughter echoing through the streets, a cold pint in a century-old pub, and a quirky little Republic passport to take home as a one-of-a-kind souvenir. If you had the choice, would you vote for the dog or the goat as president? Comment with the number 98. Kiwi, the adorable national symbol. Among countless birds soaring through the skies, New Zealand chose a creature that's the complete opposite as its national symbol, the kiwi, a tiny, flightless, nocturnal, and extremely shy bird. Spotting one in the wild is rare since kiwis usually hide in the undergrowth, quietly foraging on the forest floor. What's truly astonishing is that a kiwi can lay an egg weighing up to 25% of the mother's body weight. Imagine a 60-kilogram woman giving birth to a 15-kilogram baby. That's the level of miracle we're talking about. New Zealanders love this bird so much that they proudly call themselves Kiwis. To them, it's more than just an animal. It represents simplicity, resilience, and loyalty. On many roads, you'll even see kiwi crossing signs reminding drivers to slow down for this shy little treasure. If you think the kiwi deserves the title of national symbol more than the eagle, drop a comment with the number 87. Wellington, the windy capital. When you land in New Zealand's capital, Wellington, the first thing you'll feel isn't the rush of a big city, it's the gust of wind strong enough to blow your hat away. With the highest average wind speed of any capital in the world, Wellington proudly carries the nickname Windy Welly. Yet locals don't seem to mind at all. You'll still find them sipping coffee outdoors, hair swirling wildly, but smiles shining bright. For them, the wind isn't a nuisance, it's part of the city's heartbeat. Stroll down Cuba Street, and you'll be greeted by street performers, strumming ukuleles, artists sketching portraits on the sidewalk, and vintage cafes tucked inside historic buildings. The highlight, a human-powered fountain that only sprays water when someone pedals a bike, turning art into playful interaction. Wellington feels like a light-hearted party of art, music, and laughter, where even the wind itself becomes a flavor that makes the city unforgettable. If you'd love to try a free windy haircut, comment with the number 76. Milford Sound, the eighth wonder of the world. If there's one place that will make you feel small in the face of nature's greatness, it's Milford Sound, the crown jewel of New Zealand, often called the eighth wonder of the world. Picture this: towering cliffs, hundreds of meters high, cloaked in green moss, plunging straight into deep, mirror-black waters. From above, white waterfalls cascade down like silver ribbons drifting through the clouds. You can choose to paddle a kayak, soar in a helicopter for a bird's-eye view, or relax on a cruise ship as the salty sea spray kisses your face. And when night falls, Milford Sound offers yet another gift, a sky so full of stars you don't even need a telescope. The Milky Way glows brightly overhead, making you feel as if you're floating through the universe itself. If you'd love to kayak among the clouds and silver waterfalls, drop a comment with the number 65. Hongi, the nose touch of the soul. In Maori culture, there's a greeting so unique it goes far beyond a handshake. It's called hongi, where two people press their noses together to share the breath of life. This moment isn't just a hello, it's an acceptance, a way of welcoming you into the community. What's even more fascinating is that in traditional ceremonies, Maori women can be the ones to propose. They offer a handmade gift, like a woven bracelet, as a symbol of their intent. For the Maori, love must be born from equality and freedom of choice, never from social pressure. But hongi carries an even deeper meaning. Every breath, every gentle nose touch connects people to nature and their ancestors. The Maori believe the wind, the birdsong, Even the flowing rivers carry the spirits of those who came before. And with just one nose touch, you feel like you truly belong to this land. Would you dare to greet someone with a nose touch instead of a handshake? If yes, comment with the number 54. A one-of-a-kind experience walking a sheep. While the rest of the world is used to renting dogs for a stroll in New Zealand, they've come up with something truly unique: renting a sheep for a walk. That's right, those fluffy white grass-munching animals have become the cutest companions for curious travelers. You'll be given a leash just like you would for a pet dog, and off you go, leading your woolly friend across rolling green meadows that look straight out of a painting. Some farms even host competitions for sheep whistling, where the right whistle can send an entire flock trotting back, as if they've just heard mom call them home for dinner. And here's the best part: some of these sheep are trained to pose for selfies. Raise your phone and they'll tilt their heads or give you that hilariously clueless stare that turns your photo into a one-of-a-kind memory. If you'd rather keep a sheep than a cat or dog, comment with the number 43. New Zealand's bizarre art festivals. New Zealand isn't just about stunning landscapes, it's also home to some of the world's most extraordinary art festivals. First up is the World of Wearable Art Show, where fashion goes far beyond fabric. Models strut the stage in creations made from metal, paper, wood, even electronic components. With laser lights, electronic music, and avant-garde choreography, the show feels like stepping into another dimension of art. Then comes the Pasifika Festival, a vibrant celebration of Polynesian culture. Thousands gather to enjoy rhythmic drumming, energetic dances, and delicious street food inspired by island traditions across the South Pacific. And finally, if you're in New Zealand during Lunar New Year, you can't miss the Lantern Festival. When night falls, thousands of glowing lanterns light up the skies, transforming the city into a magical painting of color and light. If you'd love to walk the stage as a paper model in one of these festivals, drop a comment with the number 32. Surprisingly, affordable cost of living. When you think of New Zealand, you might picture a faraway, expensive country. But the truth may surprise you: the cost of living here is 35 to 40% cheaper than in the US. A one-bedroom apartment in central Wellington or Christchurch costs only about $950, $1,200 per month, less than rent, in many smaller neighborhoods of New York. Utilities and internet are budget-friendly, and a delicious cappuccino is just $3.50, far cheaper than a coffee in San Francisco. At the supermarket, you can fill your basket with fresh lamb, salmon, and seasonal fruits without breaking the bank. Public transport is efficient, costing only a few dollars per ride. And perhaps best of all, Kiwis embrace a simple, down-to-earth lifestyle, so you won't feel pressured to keep up with flashy spending. If you had to choose, would you live in peaceful, affordable New Zealand or in noisy, expensive America? Comment with the number 21. A unique food paradise. To end our journey, we can't skip the soul of any country, its cuisine. And New Zealand is truly a paradise of unique flavors. Start with the traditional Māori feast hangi, where meat and vegetables are wrapped, buried underground, and slow-cooked with hot stones. When uncovered, the smoky aroma fills the air like a natural underground BBQ. Then taste the green-lipped mussel, a giant shellfish found only in New Zealand, often steamed with white wine or baked with cheese. Try the rare paua, a black abalone with a shimmering gem-like shell and a crunchy texture. And if you're brave enough, sample Kina fresh sea urchin, often called the kiwi caviar. For dessert, indulge in pavlova, a crisp meringue shell with a soft marshmallow-like center topped with fresh fruit. And to wash it all down, sip on L&P, the legendary lemon soda so beloved that the town even built a giant bottle statue in its honor. If you dare to try raw sea urchin, the Kiwi version of caviar, Drop a comment with the number 1. And there you have it. We've just uncovered 15 strange and fascinating facts about New Zealand. Proof that this country isn't just the land of sheep, but truly a paradise of wonders you never even imagined. From fairy tale villages and soulful Māori traditions to the world's steepest street and meals cooked by the breath of a volcano, New Zealand feels like an entirely different world. Each fact is a piece of the puzzle, and when you put them together, you realize New Zealand isn't just a travel destination. It's a place that awakens. Imagination brings joy and peace, and sometimes even a burst of laughter you'll never forget. So which fact was your favorite? Drop the number in the comments below, and if you'd love to keep traveling with me to discover more magical places around the globe, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Trust me, the next adventure will be even more surprising. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you on the next journey.